What's going on YouTube? JT Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in this video, we're going to be talking about Tales of the Titans starring Beast Boy. This is the fourth and final issue of these Tales of the Titans things. And this one is definitely a step down from the last one. The Donna Troy one was by far the best of the bunch. I like the Raven one a little bit more than the Starfire one. I like the Starfire one more than I did this one. So this one has a little bit of a trickier job in some ways, because on the one hand, it has to kind of like explain how Beast Boy's eye somehow got magically repaired, and come to think of it, they never really explain that at all in this thing. It's just sort of healed, I guess, with his shape-shifting ability. So what was the point of having him wear this eye patch? It's like, oh, it just magically healed up. I guess it's like a self-confidence thing he's losing in himself or whatever. And they never did explain. I thought they would kind of explain that in this thing, is like whatever happened to the whole like Cybeast thing. Remember when him and Cyborg fused together and they just kind of brush that aside like it never happened based on like the stuff in Teen Titans Academy. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Dark Crisis was just a big waste of time, to be honest. I mean, the stuff with Beast Boy, like, imagine having actual consequences from a crisis event. Nope, don't think so. That's kind of the issue I have with this thing. Like, Gar loses an eye, right? And then immediately afterwards, his eye is just fine, and we don't even really get a full explanation other than it just sort of healed. I mean, come on. Like, what was the point of giving him an eye patch then if it's just, oh, it's just going to heal temporary? So, yeah, no real lasting consequences or stakes from that event. This one, again, is this time around, I forget who it's written by, I have to check, but you have Gar there. He's dealing with some psychological issues after what Deathstroke did to him. Now, granted, I actually kind of like some of that angle within the storyline, him kind of dealing with his, like, fears and insecurities. The artwork for Beast Boy and, like, some of the other stuff is okay, but once again, Raven does not look like Raven at all. She is stuck with this horrible pink haircut, and it's not the character to me. It looks nothing like her. It's a horrible design, and I don't know whose idea it was to give her this obnoxious pink haircut that just does not radiate Raven at all. I mean, when you look at that character, does that look like Raven to you? No, I can see Beast Boy in there, but I can't see that being Raven. So this one is written by Andrew Constant and art by Brandt and Stein are the artists on this thing. Now, like I said, some of it feels a little bit more animation heavily focused, and I kind of like some of the aspects, like with the creature shifting. Gar gets attacked by a werewolf in this issue, and he's losing his confidence. Like, this guy like needs his blood or something to kind of heal himself, and then it turns out the wolf was kind of tricking him from within. He can't morph, or he can't fully transform, and again, the explanation of the eye is, I guess it just sort of healed on its own. I mean, he is a shapeshifter, right? Like, so how is that really going to work and all that? So, you know what would have been actual, like, stakes and consequences if they killed Beast Boy off in Dark Crisis? Imagine that. Imagine the guts to do something like that. But DC won't do it. But meanwhile, they'll keep a character like Alfred dead for a couple of years or something like that, or they'll age up John Kent Superboy. So yeah, I mean, the story itself is just kind of okay. I know a lot of people on the channel know I don't like the relationship between Beast Boy and Raven. Never liked it back then, don't really like it now, but I'm trying to be fair to it for the most part in this comic book. It's kind of takes more of a backseat. It's there, but it's not like the end-all be-all thing. I'm just like, it's kind of just whatever. I'm never gonna be appeased by it, but I can't let that fully like dictate every opinion on the book itself, because I mean, that's in there, and I would have liked to have just been 100% Beast Boy, but you know, they got to throw that in there because I mean, we got those crappy YA novel books, and it's in that Teen Titans Go TV show, and for whatever reason, some people like it. I don't personally understand, but hey, it is what it is. So that's, again, more of the backdrop. And then this werewolf thing kind of goes, and I guess he's going to try and eat Raven now. Like, he stands a chance against her, and then she shows up, I guess, psychologically in his mind to help heal him. But yeah, like I said, I don't like the art style for Raven right here. I mean, just look at her face, look at her design right there. Does not look like her. It's not a good design. And then Beast Boy transforms into a wolf, and they get this fight scene. And seeing Beast Boy in this art style, part of me feels like it looks, this is gonna be a weird thing to say, but it looks like it's gonna turn into some sort of furry porn with these two characters. I know it's a weird thing to say, but sometimes you're on Twitter, things pop up, and you're kind of horrified by some of the stuff. But I can see some people turning this into something like that. It's inevitably going to happen. But I mean, like I said, it's a cool looking wolf design, and I mean, I like werewolves and stuff like that. I mean, they're kind of cool, and we get a little bit of a fight scene there, and so the action bits like right here actually are kind of cool. Gar overcomes this thing. This guy who was like turned into a wolf is going to be like kept somewhere. And then him and Raven kind of hug to end the thing. I guess he got over his issues okay, I suppose, and that's just sort of that's kind of it. And oh, look at another event coming up, because that's exactly what we need in DC Comics. But yeah, like I said, out of the four, this one, like I said, it's just kind of okay, not anything all that special. I feel like it's kind of covered ground we've seen before on these types of storylines, him dealing with the psychological stuff with Deathstroke. But you know what would have been better? An actual confrontation between him and Deathstroke. But then again, Deathstroke's kind of off somewhere, I don't know, at this point. But yeah, like I said, the kind of cop out with his whole eye thing, I guess it was more of a psychological thing that he was dealing with. But like I said, I would have liked if they actually kept the eye patch for a long time, because as soon as like Dark Crisis ended, it's like we go into the Tom Taylor Titans book and Beast Boy's eye is perfectly fine, it seems. So like they felt like no need to really address that. And even here, it's kind of a cop out too. It's like it just, I guess, sort of healed, and it was more of a psychological reason he had the eye patch on. So why even have it on if your eye is healed, but you can't really transform? You know what I mean? Like that kind of felt a little bit off-putting. But yeah, I mean, there's some cool aspects to it, like Beast Boy fighting another werewolf shapeshifter, if you will. There's times where the artwork looks fine, but like I said, Raven has not done any favors in this style or with that ridiculous pink haircut. So I know I complain about that a lot, but I mean, come on, this is Raven. She's one of my faves. She should look better than that. But for whatever reason, DC is just like, nah, we can't do that. I mean, there was one variant cover I did see for like the January solicitations. I think I can't remember the artist's name. I did include it as part of like the thumbnail for that video, but you see like Raven done in that style, but it actually looks like not half bad. I just think she should just be drawn a little bit better. I mean, Gar looks fine, but like Raven, man, whose idea was it for that pink hairdo? Get rid of it. It just does not really like look like her. It's not doing her any favors. Go back to like a classic Raven look. I think it would be so much better. But I mean, again, it's a minor thing in the comic book. It's not going to like make or break it for some people. I guess if you like the Beast Boy and Raven relationship, you get a few moments in here. I've never been a fan of it personally, so those moments don't really do anything for me whatsoever. But this isn't like the worst comic book in existence. I feel like I said, they kind of copped out a little bit with the eye explanation. That just, it's like, oh, because he's a shapeshifter, he heals. So what was the point of the eye patch, right? I mean, and also, like, whatever happened to like his fusion with Cyborg? Did that just get thrown away? There's no explanation for it. I mean, again, it wasn't really the smartest of ideas, I think, but the fact that they just kind of ignored it even happening, like, that's a problem too, because that was a whole big deal at the end of like Teen Titans Academy, and now it's just kind of thrown aside. But yeah, I mean, the Tales of the Titans books, the only one I really liked was the Donna Troy one. I mean, there's some decent stuff in some of the 3 issues, I suppose, but none of them were quite amazing or mind-blowing or anything like that, except for the Donna Troy one. Like, the Donna Troy one was genuinely great. But the rest, you could probably just skip them altogether. And I'm not sure how well they are going to tie into these books. I mean, the Beast Boy one, it was just kind of an explanation for what happened with his eye. So it's not anything all that special or anything like that. But I do feel like the answer is a bit of a cop-out. And I think, like, not having him kind of like lose the eye patch is a bit of a cop-out too. Why not let him keep it? Why not have some lasting consequences from your Crisis event? Or, I don't know, have the guts to kill off Beast Boy. I mean, that would be, like I said, that'd be a gutsy move. It would have actually added stakes to the storyline, but it felt like I said, a bit of a cheap cop-out. I guess unless you're Alfred, you're not going to get brought back, or if you're John Kent, you're not going to change back into your younger self, even if the current version is a terrible take on the character. So I don't know, like, DC does like the strangest things. Like, I mean, I do kind of admire the fact that they actually let the Alfred death stick. I mean, I do miss Alfred in the comic books just fine, because it feels kind of empty without him sometimes. But like I said, I actually respect the fact that they let the death have like lasting consequences, if you will. So I got to give kudos there. So, but like some other character deaths, like, they should just let them stick. But I mean, Beast Boy will be fine. He'll show up in Beast World. Like, they don't have the guts to kill off Beast Boy. So, but I mean, I think that could have like really helped add some stakes to that Dark Crisis event. But hey, it is what it is. And like I said, this isn't me just hating on Beast Boy because him and Raven or anything. No, I actually like Beast Boy as a character. I just don't like those two as an item. But I'm just saying, like, if you're going to do it, like, wanted to add some consequences to the story, that would have been a way to kind of do it. And you really feel kind of the impact and seeing kind of how, like, the aftermath of the Titans losing one of their best friends or something like that. That could have been a little bit more interesting to explore. But I guess unless it's like a Wally West or something, they just, it's like, if it's like a Flash or something, they won't do it. But hey, it is what it is, I suppose. The issue itself here, it's, you know, nothing to really write home about. There's a few kind of cool looking artistic moments, but some of it feels like a bit of a cop-out. So, but yeah, I mean, that's all I really have to say about this one. If you read the issue, let me know what you thought of it in the comment section down below. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content, hit that bell for notifications, all the other fun stuff. I got this one and then Detective Comics, and I'll be all caught up for the comic books that are out this week, and then I'm going to go like afterwards and try and catch up on the comic books that I missed last week. So look forward to all that stuff. But anyways, that's all I have to say. As always, take care now. Bye-bye then, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.